here's something that you didn't know. 2 of those special atomic bombs haven't gone off.
Welcome, Lonnie. There he is. Captain background. I love it.
Does that say respect? Does it look normal to you guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it reversed for you?
It is. Yeah.
Oh, no. Yeah. It looks totally normal on the screen.
Okay.
Welcome back, viewers of YouTube and us. Where'd Lonnie go? Shit. Lonnie.
Right away, bro.
Still there?
God. No. It's just us.
All right. Lonnie.
I'm sure he'll be back.
Should be back momentarily. There he is. Okay, welcome back to Fantasy T. Anybody who's watching live or watching later, if you guys are watching live, anybody who watches live, you can always write in. We love to hear your comments, questions, whatever you got, share with us. We always love live viewers. And you can watch us live. If you want to find out when we're going live, you can just follow the Facebook page or Instagram page, Fantasy TE. And we always post when we're going to be on. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening. Welcome back. My name is Nick Masick. We also have Vital DeJuiced and one Lonnie Cox. Welcome back, guys. Crazy week of weekend of football.
The best. This is awesome.
It was, I was saying it too before, I haven't read any. I was like, this is the best weekend of football I've ever seen. And divisional weekend is always my favorite, because you've got the 8 best teams, but I've never seen anything like it. It was just, and it was capped off with the greatest game. Like that was the thing.
Yep.
Like it kept building in momentum. It was like, wow, that was a great game. Oh my God, oh my God. Like the final game
thinking,
was
like the next game's gonna trail off. There's gonna be like a blowout and someone's gonna top somebody. No,
Yeah.
Everyone down to the last play.
No, I mean,
I was texting you and I kept going back and forth. I was like, that's over. It's over. It's over.
It was nuts. That was one of the best games I've ever seen. It was probably the best game I've ever seen.
Oh yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be, we're going to get let down from here on out, inevitably, because, and that doesn't mean we're not going to have good games, but they won't be that good. They can't be.
Also, didn't the Rams and the Chiefs have like one of the best games ever last season? Yeah. And then now they have Matt Stafford. I'm just saying, he probably won't score in the fourth quarter. But before that, that shit's going to be lit.
We'll get to that. Now that Rams Chiefs game was amazing, but it was a regular season game. That was not a playoff game. And
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Now up the stakes, bro.
I agree.
I think we're primed for a good game.
Oh, I'm excited. And I think the Super Bowl is going to be a good game. I think the next week is going to be, we could end up with some good games, but the
Burrows and fucking Mahomes, you guys don't think, all right. I think both defense are questionable. So this is going to be a shootout again, and Burrows can throw.
Yes, I agree. I think the Chiefs are smoking, but the Bengals just beat them. The Bengals just beat them when you specifically, Vital, was saying they don't have a chance. There's no way the Bengals can beat the Chiefs, and they beat the Chiefs. So.
but now I know it's a shootout. Yeah. I think it's 2 more good weeks, bro.
I agree. What do you think, Lonnie? What do you think about what we got coming up?
Well, I mean, I think you've got 2 games that have just recently happened. So, I think it's very, very hard for a team to beat another team very quickly again like that. Mm-hmm. So I am expecting, obviously the Chiefs and the Rams to go on to the Super Bowl. I think the Bengals will probably put up a better show than the 49ers. So I am excited for that, but I do think we are going to see a Rams Chiefs Super Bowl.
I also think that. But you know what? Let's reflect back on before we get into the whole predictions, really jumping way ahead of ourselves. Let's talk about what we saw. The biggest one is the Chiefs and the Bills. Let's talk Chiefs Bills. That was, one of the greatest games of all time. but the whole narrative coming out, or one of the big narratives coming out of it, is the whole coin toss shit coming up again. I mean, like, why are people making such a big deal about this? Do you guys think it's a big deal? The coin toss, the way it ended?
I don't think so, dude. It's been like this for so long, and it's so weird when people complain about it because the same thing happen to the Chiefs in the Pats game. Like, this should happen to people. It does suck, but that it goes like that, bro. Get better D. That's a part of it. Trust, like,
Bro, it's the
don't
best
stop
defense in the NFL. They were just exhausted.
Yeah.
Yes, they were. That, the exhaustion factor is definitely, there is something to that because it is the best defense in the NFL, but it wasn't the first quarter. It wasn't the first drive of the game. You're talking about they're gassed. That's a really good point, Lonnie. Especially
chasing Hill around.
Yeah, but also it's still like you got to score a touchdown. It's not like it's not the old rules with the field goal. You have to score a touchdown and you got to make plays. I don't know. I almost wouldn't mind seeing the NFL the playoff rules. So the way the regular season rules are, it's a field goal and they can match a field goal. For the playoffs, I wouldn't mind seeing one touchdown and then,
I mean, I think you should do that no matter what. I think you should always, like, you should give the opportunity to match anytime. I think if somebody scores a touchdown, you let them come back and then they have to score a touchdown. It's the NFL. Like, I like that it would be similar to college, but you'd have the whole field to work with instead of from the 25-yard line. I like that rule.
Yeah, I agree with you, Lonnie.
It should just keep going back and forth until one team gets stopped.
Yep.
You know what? I like it, but only for the playoffs. I don't think it should be like that in the regular season. There's too much.
In the regular season, it should be 1-for-1 and then field goal, like you mentioned. But in the playoffs, yeah, just keep going. Maybe let them play 15 minutes. Make it like basketball, and maybe not 15. Make it 7 or 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? And just play it out. Like, why? Why not?
I like the idea of playing a full quarter. Actually,
that's a lot.
That's a lot of football, dude. That's a lot of football.
And it never. I don't think playoff OTs have ever like really do that unless I guess once, right? This season.
I guess so. Maybe, I don't know, maybe a shortened version, but it would create more interesting strategies because it's like, all right, if they're down here and we're running out of time, let them score so we can get our shot. I don't know.
But in the way of fairness, everyone knows the rules and it's always happened. It's been so long. That's why I think it's fair, but yeah, I would like a more competitive system. Yeah, I wouldn't mind it.
Yeah, I wouldn't have minded more of that game.
Yeah, for sure.
That would have been great.
Who called the coin toss? Do you guys know? Josh Allen's I should have said tails. Like, he's just mad.
I don't remember who called the coin toss. Although I do think the Bills should have won. I think they screwed up to begin with. Like, I mean, it shouldn't have gone to overtime. The kickoff was what screwed the Bills. They should have kicked it inbounds and made the Chiefs burn some time.
I thought the same thing, dude. I saw that, but
the announcers are talking. It's like, you take 3 seconds out of that equation and the Chiefs don't win. The Chiefs don't make it. I don't think.
I agree.
Or it's definitely a lot harder, but that was unbelievable. Mahomes, the last 13 seconds. Oh my God.
That drive was exactly what he needed to do right there. Straight set up the field goal and then followed up in overtime, right? He's like, I'll do it again.
Yeah, it was storybook, man. It was incredible. The whole game. I was saying the same comparison you made, Lonnie. I think you were the one who wrote it, but I was saying the same thing to my roommate. This is the new Brady Manning. I feel like we're going to see these guys every year for like the next, I don't know how long, but we're going to see them in the playoffs. They're just going to, whether it's divisional, championship round, whatever, I feel like we're going to see them meeting in the playoffs a lot. And I love it. I'm excited about it. And they're probably going to play in the regular season every year too, because the NFL is good like that.
But now just the question is does Josh Allen say to himself, if I want to play in the Super Bowl every single year, this is what I have to go up against every single year. So I wonder how much does Josh Allen have in the tank to keep that going? You know what I mean? Because that's on his mind. I mean, this is the NFL. If you want to win in the NFL, you have to be the best quarterbacks in the 4-game win streak at the end of the year when everybody's good. So that's the way the NFL works. But like the path to the Super Bowl,
Yeah, I mean, I don't see Josh Allen making any changes. I don't think. I think the team that they've built is really suited to his skill set. I think he loves Buffalo. I think he plays well in those conditions. I just think he's a really good fit. I think he's not going anywhere. They've got roots. He's a country boy. He doesn't like big cities. He's the perfect quarterback for the Bills organization, for the Bills fan base, and for their actual football team. So I don't see him making any changes anytime soon. But yeah, you are going to have to go up against Pat Mahomes every year. You're going to have to knock him off at some point if you want to get there. And that's the Brady Manning thing.
I think eventually we'll get past them. It could be like his Jordan Piston moment.
Oh, I think it'll happen. I definitely think it'll happen. But yeah, I guess you look at the NFC and you think the NFC is more in the not so distant future, maybe going to be a little bit more open. I mean, think about it. Who are the best quarterbacks in the AFC are young. The best quarterbacks in the NFC are old. You're talking in a couple years, maybe, maybe in a couple years, there's not going to be a Brady or a Rodgers to go through. Or a Stafford. So yeah, but I don't think Josh Allen's going anywhere. I really don't.
I don't think he's going anywhere, but I definitely think like it's in his mind. Like, damn, this is a hard path to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. But
especially if they have to play at Arrowhead. Maybe he just knows he's got to win. I think they might have took that game in Buffalo.
Maybe.
Yeah, definitely. It's certainly possible. I wouldn't say definitely one way or the other. I think it was going to be a great game, a tough game, no matter what. It could have gone either way very easily. You're right about that, but also, so maybe he doesn't get as many opportunities to go to the Super Bowl because he's in the same conference as Mahomes. That's certainly realistic, because he would have gone probably the last 2 years, this year and last year, if not for Mahomes. He would have. Let's just say we think he would have gone this year and last year. But Mahomes is also a measuring stick. Like, we're already talking about the greatness of Josh Allen, in part because of how tough he plays, how well he plays against the great Chiefs, these Chiefs that are amazing. And I think he's beaten them in the regular season. He's gone toe to toe with them 2 years in the playoffs now. So we're already talking about the greatness of Josh Allen because of the Chiefs, because the Chiefs are his measuring stick and he is measured up to that level. So I think it'll push him to be better. And ultimately when he gets past them, it's going to be like this. It's going to be like the Red Sox finally beating the Yankees, or whoever beating, like the Bulls beating the Pistons. It's going to be that over the hump. It's Manning beating Brady. It takes him to another level, another echelon of quarterback. So I think his greatness will be elevated by the number of times he does face and match up and beat the Chiefs overall.
Especially if the Chiefs go off to win as many as like Mahomes will probably. It's like,
yeah, I mean, if it
that's
becomes
the guy who stopped me. Like,
yeah, if it's one or the other in the Super Bowl for the next 5, 6, 7 years, which could very well be the case, that makes him look that much better, because if he does it and he does it during the Patrick Mahomes era, you're talking about greatness. So I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's a challenge he looks forward to. But man, a tough loss though, for sure. Like, he did everything he could to win that game. Tough loss.
him and Davis, did they click a lot this season, or is that a new thing? Like,
I think Davis,
his value is going to shoot up next year because they were just on. Like,
yeah,
wild.
I think he got really beneficial coverage from Diggs. Teams have been blanketing last 2 weeks, blanketing Diggs, and Davis has been the beneficiary. And
still, what was it, like 5 TDs or something?
4.
Like
NFL record, playoff record, 4 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Gabriel Davis. What? But he's a talented young receiver. They've thought really highly of him, as they drafted him pretty high, I think, and he's coming along. It's his 3rd year, I think, which is
but he might be a receiver for next year, because if the coverage still favors Diggs, it might be a good pickup.
Sure. Yeah. Emmanuel Sanders is getting older, and he's a dude, he's a big, fast, talented.
He was burning people out there.
Yeah, no, he wasn't single coverable last night. That's for sure. So let's work backwards. Like this game overshadowed everything, but the game before that, the Rams and the Bucks. I don't think that was as big of an upset as everybody was talking about. I felt like the Rams were going to win that game. I know a lot of people picked the Rams to win the game. I almost want to say the Chiefs was maybe a bigger upset in terms of a lot of people were picking the Bills to win. I in terms of like experts, whatever, I don't know about the Vegas odds, but I felt like the Rams, really had it going, and the Rams are the healthier team.
It's a bigger upset to beat the fucking defending champions, man. Come on. The Bills haven't done anything. You know what I'm saying? Like I think
if they had Godwin,
it's not what an upset means. Like they're defending champs.
I know they're the defending champs, but Tristan Wirfs was out. Tristan Wirfs is huge for them. He's, that game looks a whole lot different if he's in the lineup. They were in Brady's face all night.
I feel you. I know what you're saying, but like that's just not how an upset works. Like, yeah, they were out Antonio Brown, they're out Godwin. You know what I'm saying? I know they're handicapped, but it's still a bigger upset for like the Rams who haven't been there to beat like Tom Brady and the defending like Bucks. Like,
no, it's still an upset, but I don't think it was much of an upset. I wasn't surprised by the game. I was, Brady still mounted a great comeback. It looked for a minute like the Bucks were going to take it to overtime and another Brady miracle comeback. It really looked. I had
saved him, bro.
Dude, it had the feel of that. You're just like, you saw it happening. You're like, oh my god, again. It's gonna happen.
I saw the Falcons, bro. I was like, here it is, here.
And they even talked about it. They invoked the Falcons game during that game. I was like, but so let's talk Rams. Let's talk about how good Stafford is. Vital, you're still not a believer?
In the first 3 quarters, yeah. But my number, listen, at the end of Stafford's postseason run, we will have an evaluation. And I will either apologize to him or I will stuff it down your fucking throats. The numbers I have on this guy's fourth quarters are atrocious.
We'll see, dude. If he wins the Super Bowl, he's a Hall of Famer for sure.
Yeah, I agree. I will agree. I will take it all back.
I'll go one step further. I think he's already a Hall of Famer because the last 2 weeks, he's going to the NFC Championship game. He's a Hall of Famer. It's the only thing that was missing from his resume was playoff wins. Yeah. And he just put together 2 against who did they beat the first week? Against Kyler Murray and the Cardinals, which looking into the future, that's probably going to be a more quality win at some point. They're going to consider, hey, he knocked off Kyler, but he just beat Tom Brady and the Bucks who are the defending Super Bowl champs. Even if they lose next week, he's a Hall of Famer, I think. And he's going to have, firmly believe he's going to get more playoff wins no matter what. Like he's going to stay there. They're going to be a tough team to beat for the next few years. But yeah, man, I think he was dropping dimes the whole game. He was
so good, dude.
So good. And
I was one throw. I texted you guys the one to Odell Beckham Jr. on the sidelines where it was like a touch pass between the corner and the safety. Yeah. That is a fucking big dick savage throw.
Yeah. He's
like, that is just.
And if he keeps Kupp and Beckham together for a couple of years, those guys are next. I mean, that is terrifying for defenses, especially if they get Robert Woods back. I don't know if he's going to stay or not, but like, just Kupp and Beckham. What do you do? You can't stop that. There's no stopping it. No, I think, I like it. I like it a lot. I hope he's in the Super Bowl. But he's going to have to beat the 49ers who, how surprised were you guys that the 49ers knocked off the Packers? Very. I was not very surprised. I saw that as a very real possibility. I don't know if I told you. Did I tell you guys that? I was talking about it the week before. I just felt like the 49ers were built to go win in Lambeau, especially in bad conditions. Good defense, and they can run the football. I just felt like they had a chance. It was like just a puncher's chance, and they did it, man. More about Rodgers not delivering or more about the 49ers stepping up? What do you think?
I would say defense because I didn't see Rodgers doing.
I mean, that was like a lot of the elements were at play. It
Yeah.
wasn't. It was hard to say, like, because you could see at the beginning of the game, the 49ers, the Packers looked great on that first drive. They looked great. But then as the elements started to play in, the 49ers started to lock in a little bit more. Like, I'm not going to say that Rodgers, like, showed up because obviously he didn't, you know what I mean? But I don't know, like, the 49ers, it's hard to say. It definitely does feel more like the Packers lost that game than the 49ers won it. But
okay, you can say the elements, and I'm not saying you're wrong, but Rodgers has never been bothered by the elements really in Green Bay. He's always put up big numbers in bad weather in Green Bay. You've seen it throughout his career. It's like the weather's shitty. Doesn't matter. Rodgers can throw it in shitty weather. Adams can catch
maybe
it.
he's getting older, bro. The arthritis starts to hit you. That cold affects you different.
Yeah, maybe just doesn't.
I don't think Rodgers is a Brady about his body. I'm just saying,
Mm-hmm.
like
no, I don't think
Brady's like 5 years younger than him, right? Like,
yeah. He's definitely hasn't taken quite as good a care, but he's still phenomenal.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it could be affecting him more.
Yeah. I actually think the Niners could have made that game look a lot worse because they had a lot of dropped balls. Did you guys see how many balls the Niners dropped early in that game?
Oh, I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo didn't have a completion till I think 5 minutes left in the second quarter. It was insane.
Yeah, it was crazy. And he was throwing good balls. He was hitting guys in the hands. Kittle had a deep cross. They could have gone for a touchdown early in the game.
Yeah.
So that game could have gotten out of hand for the Packers pretty easily with the way the Niners defense was playing. I actually thought both teams were, it could have gone either way, of course, but I wasn't that shocked. I wasn't that surprised. I thought the Niners were tough. I thought they would go up there and at least make a good game of it. And they snuck it out. So obviously the most overshadowed, unsurprising upset of the week was the Bengals and the Titans. A lot of people were disrespecting the Titans going into this game, and rightfully so. Titans just didn't look great. The Bengals looked like a superior team. It didn't feel like it was ever really the Titans game. Did you guys catch that game? Did you watch that one?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Tannehill threw a pick on the first play. Yeah, of course it didn't feel like that game. No, I'm just saying it was the first play. Like it was shit from the beginning, dude. It's just a rough way to start.
I mean, the Titans made some plays, but the Bengals just looked like a better team.
Yeah, but that's just what I mean. Like that's a terrible way to start.
Yeah. With the exception of their offensive line looked awful. It was just Joe Burrow making plays. He was getting sacked and he was making a big throw, getting sacked, making a big throw. And that's just who he is. That's who the Bengals are, I guess. So yeah, that was not a huge surprise to me. Were you guys shocked by the Bengals? No.
I love the Bengals, man. I love Joe Burrow.
Yeah, the Bengals are a dope team.
Yeah, and it was it was still a really good game. Came down to the wire. It was really exciting and fun. It was just overshadowed by the greatness of all the other. When that game first happened, I was like, "Oh my god, this is going to be the game of the weekend," And then everything just got better and better and better from there.
Yeah, it can't possibly continue. I just want to keep saying that.
This is just knock on wood. Hopefully, let's go backtrack a little bit further. Let's talk about the Cowboys. Let's talk about the weekend before. You want to talk about the Cowboys?
I think we need to talk about that. That's fine.
What?
I mean, let's say this. The 49ers are in this NFC Championship game. We didn't lose to a bad team.
Did not lose
to
a bad team. Yep.
But the fact that Patrick Mahomes took the ball from the 25-yard line to the opposite 35-yard line in a second less than it took Dak Prescott to spike the ball is not great.
Yeah, but he didn't know the rules.
And there were no timeouts. You had no timeouts.
I'll be honest with you guys. I left that game, that 49ers game, having to seriously reconsider my relationship with the Dallas Cowboys. I'm like, I can't do this. I'm not totally joking. Like, I'm like, I can't Like this team, it's like this, I don't know. When we first started this podcast, I don't know if I ever told you, but like being a Dallas Cowboys fan, it's like you're the fan. It's like you're a fan of the Miami Heat when they had LeBron and Dwayne Wade that doesn't make it out of the first round of the NBA playoffs. Like that's what it feels like to be a Dallas Cowboys fan. It's like we had, I don't know, there was some stat that we're the first team in history with 2,000-yard receivers, 1,000-yard rusher, a guy with 11 sacks, a guy with 7 interceptions. Like it had never happened before. It had never happened before. And we lose in the first round to a wild card team, to a team that like played in to get in. Now they're in the NFC Championship game. It does like soften the blow a little bit, but God damn, the Cowboys look like shit. And it's just like, they're a hard team to be a fan of. I think honestly, last night I was way more of a Josh Allen fan than I have ever been a Dak Prescott. Like I was like, holy shit, this guy could fucking throw the football. I love watching him play. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he is fun, but both of them are so fun. That game last night was so fun to watch. Yeah, we're really in for a treat, hopefully, with more and more of those matchups. But yeah, I hear what you're saying, man. It's
but like, and another thing is that usually every generation, your team is going to be good. You know what I mean? Like one generation, every generation, you're going to have a couple good years of your team. Yeah. You know what I mean? You might not win a Super Bowl, but like your team is going to be good. Ever since Jerry Jones has like owned the Dallas Cowboys, like that is not the case. So it's just like you win those Super Bowls, and for the last 20 something years, we're just irrelevant basically, but like super flashy, and they show our games a lot. And it's like, pick one.
You're being so dramatic. You've had a good team. Your team just made it to the playoffs. You're like, oh, woe is me. Relax. Like, just because you're not going to the Super Bowl doesn't mean your team's bad.
You expect to win, bro. You expect to win. If you're a Patriots fan, Nick, if you're a Patriots fan, you expect them to win.
Stop your expectations. This isn't the 90s anymore. That era's done.
It's not about the 90s, bro. Listen, I was a fan in the Quincy Carter era. Like, I remember when the Cowboys sucked dick. You know what I mean? Like, I was fine with that.
That's what's hurting you, bro. The hope.
It is. You guys do get a lot of false hope. You forget that there's other good teams in the NFL. And
right.
Like, oh, this is the Cowboys year.
And
every year he said the Cowboys would go to the Super Bowl. Why do you say that every year?
We had potential. You had potential to go to the Super Bowl. They looked great. I'm never doing it again, though. I'm never saying it again, ever again in my life. I'll never, those words will never come out of my lips.
I promise you, bro, the start of next season, after the preseason games,
never again for at least 6 months.
Never again will I mention the words Dallas Cowboys and the Super Bowl in another sentence until I see Stephen Jones holding a trophy over his father's ashes.
They're gonna draft some like flashy guy out of college and realize like this is the dude. This is the dude.
No. See, the problem with the Cowboys is, and what I think it is I love Tony Romo and I like Dak Prescott. They're not winners.
They're lovable.
They're not winners though. They don't win the game. Like Colt McCoy, that guy wins fucking football games. I mean, you know what I mean? Like,
hold on. Tony Romo won a lot of football games.
He's not a winner, is my point.
What
like,
does that
mean?
A
winner. Josh Allen is a winner. Like Josh Allen, you put him in
I disagree because of the Dez catch. That was a winning football play, a big time play.
100%
changes his career if
that's right.
Stupid fucking rule is.
And then we go on to most likely win the Super Bowl.
So I take exception because that was a winning play that Tony Romo made in the big moment late in his career when the pressure was on and the criticism was there, and it changed the Romo narrative forever, and it's bullshit because he made the play.
Right.
So
yeah, you're just being bitter, Lonnie. Don't be so hard on your former quarterback.
My point is
do well.
Tony Romo made one, like he did win that game, and that was a big thing, and it would have changed his entire. You're right.
But he made a lot of other plays leading up to that were winning plays. He was Matt Stafford in that era.
Tony Romo wins the game against San Francisco this week.
Yes.
Tony Romo wins that game.
Yes.
And Dak Prescott, with all his fluff and being the highest paid quarterback in the NFL, does not deserve it.
No, he doesn't. I think Tony Romo wins the year that Dak ended up starting. I think he wins at least one playoff game, if not 2 or 3 that year. That he could have come back from the injury, and they just didn't take Dak out. I think he wins a couple of games that year. You go with the experience, man. It's like you're not gonna fucking. I don't know. So yes, the big picture is very sad and funny, but overall, part of it has been decision making. Part of it has been just like really shitty calls. The fucking butt fumble, dude. That's another playoff win for Romo. So there's not butt fumble, but was it the you know what I mean? The
fumble snap.
Fumble snap. That's another playoff win for Romo, theoretically, right? I mean, there's other things that change this whole narrative. I don't know that it's hard to get a Super Bowl. It is. Let's be honest.
It's the hardest championship in sports.
Yeah. Because it's single elimination. I think
4-game win streak against the best teams in the NFL.
Best teams in the NFL, yeah. So, but this did just give me a really good idea for your tattoo this year.
You're already calling it.
Well, I had a couple ideas. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about that more in the coming weeks because I think we should do it.
It should be, you know what? It should be Jerry Jones's face.
It might be Jerry Jones. I like something Cowboys related.
Just like how much he loves him.
Like a Cowboys star.
Yeah.
What did I have? I took a note on this one earlier because by the way, it is over. I was doing the math. So we're going to get to that in 1 second.
Lonnie, you've been mathematically eliminated.
It was the Bucks getting eliminated. That was your big key. Hey, where is the contest go? Okay. Oh man, where is it? Fuck. Man, I have this note somewhere. I forget where it is. Anyway, but I think mathematically you cannot catch Vital. You are, you're 7.5 points behind. Unless we did more points for the Super Bowl last year. Did we do more points for the DraftKings Super Bowl? Did we do double points or we just did straight up?
I don't know. We could do double to keep it interesting. I like a good time.
Well, I mean, you still have to smoke Vital this week too. Yeah. So that's the other side. You have no room for error.
Listen,
So
week 6, I have consigned my mind to this new tattoo. I'm fine with it. It's
it came down. It was pretty close. I'll tell you what it came down to. So as far as the championship picks, preseason championship picks, I got 2 of the teams right. You guys got 1 of the teams right of the 4 teams that are in championship. But you guys got the Chiefs. That was your only pick that you got. I had the Bucks and the Chiefs both in championship week. So I doubled points. So I'm way ahead of Vital too. So that's not even, you can't catch me either, I don't think. The only thing.
Who did you have? The Rams and the Chiefs or the Bucks?
So we all had Chiefs Bills for AFC Championship, which obviously we were all going to get one of those right. We ended up with the Chiefs, and we all had the Chiefs for the Super Bowl too. So no ground gained there possible. I had Bucks Rams for NFC Championship game. Okay. You guys both had Bucks Packers. So neither of you guys get your teams for the NFC Championship. I get the Rams, so I got an extra whatever it was 2 points for the Rams.
Fucking Rodgers.
Hey. And Lonnie, you had the Bucks in the Super Bowl. Vital had the Packers in the Super Bowl. So your hope, you could have caught up to him theoretically if the Bucks had gone on to win and gone to the Super Bowl, because you guys both had Bucks Chiefs and you both had Chiefs winning. So your only hope died with the Bucks. Sorry, man. But you guys could still both theoretically get the Super Bowl champion pick, correct? Because you guys both picked the Chiefs, and right now it's looking good for that. But you can't make up any ground one way or the other. And I don't think any of the picks that we preseason awards picks are going to hit except for Micah Parsons. I don't think any of us got anything else right, but we'll see what happens. But hey, we'll go one of the awards right. That's pretty good, I think. These are hard things to pick, man. People
16 or 17 weeks out.
Yeah. That's, it's not the easiest thing. So, but I did the math on it. You're 7.5 points behind Vital right now. You can only make up 4 this week. And I'll have to look. We'll see, because we got to keep it standard. But we might have done double points for the Super Bowl for DraftKings last year. And if we did, there's an outside chance that you could still catch Vital and not be dead last. So we'll see.
All right, sounds good.
Because we're only doing QB picks this week. Yeah, Vital gave you a gift the last 2 weeks with picking Stafford. Dude, he destroyed both weeks, like especially he's the reason I won my draft. I won draft games because of Stafford. But let's talk real quick before we get out ahead of ourselves anymore or into the next week. What do you guys think? All right, first of all, I think part of it is teams getting healthy at the right time. You look at all these teams. The 49ers are only 2 years removed from basically the same team being in the Super Bowl. So, and they're fun and they're healthy, pretty healthy. Jimmy G is not even healthy, really. So, like, people are like, oh, the Niners, like you said, Niners are a very good team, and they're literally only 2 years removed from being in the Super Bowl against the Chiefs. So I don't, that's one of the reasons I did not think this was a huge upset. And arguably, maybe they're even a better team this year than they were that year. The Rams kind of got healthy at the right time too. They got Cam Akers back, and he looked really good. He was a difference maker in this game for sure. And I think the week before. The Bengals kind of healthy too. Like, I guess, I don't know if they're banged up, but they're all healthy. They're all looking good. They're all, obviously they're all young, but they all look good. And then the Chiefs getting Edwards-Helaire back. He looked great. He looked great. And Jerick McKinnon coming out of nowhere looked kind of like the old Jerick McKinnon too. So you got a bunch of pretty healthy teams going into the final 4 weeks. And that, I don't think that's an accident. You know what I mean? Like, it's very rare you see teams limping to the championship weeks. So also NFC West, best division in football. Did they make a case? They're going to have, let me think, 4 of the last 3 Super Bowl NFC champs are going to be NFC West teams. You had Rams, 49ers, Bucks, and it's going to be Rams or 49ers again. That's impressive. That's a solid run. You're talking about the Chiefs going to 4 AFC championship games, but you look at that division, the NFC West. They're neither of them are you're talking about the 4 and the 6 seed, but how high would those seeds have been if they had been in different divisions?
Are the Bucks in the NFC West? I thought they were South.
No, that's what I'm saying. That was the one out of the last 4 years,
okay,
including this year, that was not an NFC West representative in the Super Bowl. So I just think that says a lot about this division, and the fact that they had to go. There was another NFC West team that had to play that was already in the playoffs. So I think best division in football. I think the fact that they're 4 and a 6 seed in the NFC Championship game says a lot, because either one of those teams could have potentially won another division. Yeah. So I don't know. Those are my kind of thoughts on this one. What do you guys think about Rodgers and Brady going forward? Predictions, bold predictions.
I mean, Brady's probably going to retire, and Rodgers is probably going to play one more out at another team and probably suck. I hope he's mixing it messy though, and he goes to the Vikings or something. Like,
he's never going to. He won't go to the Vikings.
I just want I want the drama. Farm this shit. Make it bad.
I think his top teams are Denver, Miami. He wants to win. He wants to plug and play. He wants to win next year.
Mm-hmm.
So where can he do that? Denver.
You could do that in Minnesota.
Miami. Their defense is a little suspect. I think Miami, right? Or Denver are your plug and plays.
So here's another thought.
I don't think we have a good line for Rodgers.
Here's another thought. So and Bakhtiari was out. Another big difference maker on the offensive line for the Packers, which, you talk about Bakhtiari and Wirfs. You put those guys in those games, they could easily go the other way. I think if the Packers sign, and I heard talk about Cooper not being happy or the Cowboys not being happy with Cooper, if the Packers can make a move to sign like an Amari Cooper opposite Devontae Adams, I think he comes back to the Packers for another run.
I don't think so. I think it's done.
Yeah, I think it's done too. And I also, how many more weapons does he need? He has so many fucking good receivers out there who know him and they're diving low
How about
balls. For
so
him.
many good receivers.
Like, he doesn't need another fucking receiver.
He
like
does. I think
that's not the problem. Like,
I think it is the problem. I think you put Amari Cooper on that team and they win the Super Bowl this year.
no.
Lonnie?
I think that team needs to build up their defense, most likely.
With Amari Cooper on the field opposite Devontae Adams yesterday or 2 days ago, whatever. I think they beat the 49ers. I think they go on to beat the Rams, and I think they won the Super Bowl.
What beat the Packers was not anything but their special teams. So Amari Cooper, like they didn't lose because of Aaron Rodgers.
The special teams was really
they lost that game because of their special teams. Like they didn't.
No, but I'm saying I think they're so far out ahead that the special teams doesn't matter. They don't end up in those situations needing their special teams to, perform their normal duties in a reasonable manner. I just think they are one really good receiver away from winning a Super Bowl.
He's out of there, bro. He'll look crazy because it's like he already told everyone he was getting divorced. It's all like, bro, why are you still with this girl? Like he'll look crazy.
I guess. What about you? Think Brady's leaving? I don't think Brady's leaving. I think he's coming back for one more. What do you think, Lonnie?
I could see Brady coming back for sure, or you can see him leaving. But listen, this thing about Brady leaving, it was a nothing. He said nothing. He's like, I want to focus on winning the Super Bowl. Yeah. Ask me later. And the media has to make a big fucking deal out of it. You know what I mean? Like they have to make a big deal out of it. So they did.
They need news. We need news. I think it's a bunch of smoke and mirrors. Brady didn't say shit about quitting.
No.
I think he will retire. Why shouldn't he?
Why shouldn't he, man?
I see that he's reached his cliff. This is my Max Kellerman moment. Like this is his cliff.
He's gonna win MVP. He threw for more yards than any quarterback in the league.
I'm telling you right now, I've
touchdowns.
Matt Stafford is the measuring stick of whether your team is good or bad. Like
get out of here. Dude, Tom Brady.
Now if you lose Matt Stafford, go ahead and retire. That's what I'm saying.
I don't think there's nothing wrong with losing to that Rams Matt Stafford team. They're going to be a Super Bowl contending team for the next couple of years. And I wouldn't be surprised if they get one. I think Brady's going to come back. I think they're going to try to retool. They're going to rebuild the offense a little bit, maybe utilize 2 tight end sets a little bit more. And he's going to come back and have another Pro Bowl, deep run in the playoff season. Dude, he was the best quarterback. Statistically, he was the most productive quarterback in the NFL this year.
I feel you, but they got to rebuild a lot of weapons this year.
If Godwin gets healthy, I don't know what his timeline is, but
I feel like it's Godwin's and Evans always trading injuries these past couple of seasons, back and forth. It's gonna be both of them hurt next season. It's gonna like that.
Health has been a problem, and Antonio Brown filled the gap when.
Yeah, and now he's gone too. So what the?
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see what they do. But all right, so. So predictions for these games. You guys both like the Chiefs and the Rams?
Nah. You know I don't trust that child.
Oh, you're going
49ers? Niners are going to take this from that imposter.
No way. I don't see it. I mean, it could happen, but I don't see it.
It could definitely happen. They beat them twice already this year. It is hard, and they're healthy. That's the thing. They're healthy. They're clicking on all cylinders. OBJ has changed that offense. I think the Rams are going to win, but I will not be shocked if the 49ers win. And to be honest with you, I love the idea of a Rams-Chiefs rematch from 2 years ago. I think that would be great. That'd be really fun, good storylines and everything. But no, I want to see the Rams-Chiefs. I want to see that Super Bowl. I think it'll be a really good one. And yeah, I think those are the teams that are going to win. But I mean, who knows? Dark horse 1988 and 81 rematch is possible. You got the Bengals and the Niners. That would be really fun too. That'd be pretty cool to see.
Imagine?
It's possible. It's right there, man. Listen, the 49ers have beat the Rams every time this year, and the Bengals beat the Chiefs this year. So these teams are confident going into this game. The underdogs are confident, and it's always dangerous. So
yeah.
All right. Let's do worst QBs. Yeah, we got to do worst QBs. Vital, shocker, you get the first pick again. Are you gonna go with
Yes, 3 times, bro? But he will choke in the fourth quarter. This is an aberration. The numbers show it. The 49ers are gonna eat off of this dude, and you saw it last game. Where was he in the fourth quarter? The dude goes to sleep.
He won the game. What are you
He didn't
talking
win shit.
about?
Cooper Kupp was wide
He
open,
won
bro.
the game.
I couldn't hit it, bro. He didn't win.
No, you
shit.
cannot. You
How
could
did he
not
win?
throw that ball 50 yards in the air
He
like
didn't
that.
make a TD. Josh
No.
Allen or made a TD.
No
Fucking Patrick Mahomes made
chance.
he fucking set his kicker up. All right, first off, and Cooper Kupp was wide open.
Yeah, he was pretty open, but Stafford hit him perfectly.
He
on a
literally
bomb.
broke his defender's legs on 2 different plays.
Do
The
you
guy
know
was on
how-
the ground.
Listen, do you know how hard it is to make that throw? That throw is so
Not.
fucking hard.
Those
In
last 2 throws were not hard.
in the biggest moment of the biggest game of his career,
That's
he
right.
dropped a dime after balling out all game. He dropped a
Mhm.
dime to ice the game. That is
After being asleep for 14 minutes.
It wasn't asleep. They're trying to milk the clock, dude. They're running the
Mhm.
ball. Like they're playing situational football.
They
Good-
were coming up. They made a 23-point run on them. That's not, at what point
Stafford-
do you like, yo, maybe we should try to score a touchdown?
Stafford didn't make any mistakes in that game.
No.
Okay.
None. 0 mistakes. He balled out. He started like 5 for 5. He
What
was-
are you trying to do? Are you trying to
Local
change
high.
my pick? My pick is my pick.
It doesn't, I mean, it's inconsequential at this
Stafford.
point anyway. I don't even care what you pick. I want you to pick Stafford again anyway, just to see the disdain. So, all right, you got Stafford, but Stafford's unbelievable. He's phenomenal. He's been a great all his career.
Oh my God.
Hall of
There
Famer.
he goes.
He
There
played
he
like a Hall of Famer.
Just make your pick.
Oh, I don't have the second pick. I have the last pick. I won. Lonnie's got second pick.
Jimmy G.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll tell you who I'm not picking. I'm not picking Mahomes. So you got Jimmy G. I'm taking Joey Burrow. I will never pick Mahomes for this ever. So that's what we're down to. All right, cool. Okay. Well, championship week. I'm excited. You guys have anything else you want to throw out there for this week, this coming weekend? Exciting
Yeah,
stuff.
I will be at Villain headlining.
There you
If
go.
you guys use promo code VitalWho, you'll get 20% off. Check it out.
All right.
Do it.
Vital headlining Villain Theater in Miami. If you guys are in Miami, go check them out. Friday night. This Friday, is it the early show or the late show? The 8:30 or
Late
the 10?
show. Plenty of
10
time. to be
p.m.
there.
Friday,
Mhm.
10 p.m. show. Vital headlining with a great lineup. I'm actually headlining in Pompano Beach on Friday. Also,
Ooh.
the Gold Coast Comedy Tour is taken on Pompano Beach Brewing Company, produced by Charlie Estarillo. Charlie's featuring on the show, hosted by Lalo Rodriguez. It's going to be a ton of fun. It's going to be a great show. So if you're up in the middle part of Florida, North Broward, South, whatever, Palm Beach County area, come by, check us out, Pompano Beach Brewing Company. And Lonnie, what do you got? Anything coming up this week?
I'm doing the Comedians and Drag Doing Comedy show on Wednesday at the Miami Improv.
Woo.
On Friday, I am hosting Norman's on South Beach or on the beach, Norman's Tavern, 69th and Collins. And then on Saturday, I am featuring at Bay 13. I am also at Gramps on Wednesday, which is my birthday.
Yay!
Next Wednesday. So
Okay.
I got a busy week. Follow me on Instagram, Cox Comedy. I post it all there.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah. And thank you guys for watching. Thank you everybody for listening. If you want to follow us on Instagram, on Facebook, you can, Fantasy CTE, and you can listen to us on Apple, Google, Spotify, Bullhorn. There's a whole shitload of other ones. I can't remember them all right now, but thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening. And we'll be back next week at some point to preview you guys for the Super Bowl. So enjoy your weekend, enjoy the football, enjoy championship week, and we'll be back. We'll see you guys soon.